What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On tonight's upload, we are going to be playing with the Corvette. It currently has a bad rear wheel bearing in the driver's side, and it is like really bad, like grinding. I think the wheel's actually like sitting in a little bit. We're going to rack it, and you can actually see how bad it is. And we've got some badass freaking shocks in from ALDAN American. We are starting a fresh new partnership with these guys with some sick products. Going on the vet, getting rid of these freaking janky leaf springs that are in this car, and hopefully riding a lot better. So I'm gonna get things on the lift. We'll be right back. I've got the car up on the rack, guys, and I went ahead and just removed the rear leaf spring. For a lot of you guys that probably don't know, because I didn't know because I'm a diesel newbie, these cars have a huge rear leaf spring that kind of sits back here. Let's see, just like so, just like that. It's kind of like just one big huge leaf spring right across the back, with bolts to go up here into the A-arms and hold it in place. So I took those off, and it has these mounts right here. So leaf spring out of the way. The reason I pulled that off first, because I'm gonna let it back down and kind of work with stuff like right at like my level and get the wheels off the rear and do the shocks in rear, because the rear looks the easiest. So gonna get this thing down, get the wheels off of it, and the coilovers actually bolt up right in place of the freaking stock shocks. So they should go right in there without a problem. But I've also got a whole bunch of other parts. I've got a header to go on the driver's side, because the one that's in here is actually bent wrong, and Texas Speed sent me a new one. I've got my brand new monster clutch to go in the car. I kind of got everything set out because I was going to get it all put in a day, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. So I'm going to get the coilovers put on for now, because I definitely want to change the ride on it. I need to fix the wheel bearing anyway, so I figured while I've got the wheel off, might as well go ahead and do it. I've got all the parts to rebuild the torque tube, including the bearings and bushings. New fog marker lights to go on the front, along with all new LEDs to go in everything, and some LED headlights and all kinds of other cool stuff. So I don't know how much of this stuff I'll get done, but I'm definitely getting these freaking sick ALDAN American coilovers put on the car tonight. So I'm gonna let it down, get the wheels off of it, and we are gonna see about getting these things stuffed in there. So guys, before I get too far into tearing this thing down and going crazy, I don't want to leave you guys hanging on the flatbed update. I took it to the drag strip Saturday night for Street Heat drag racing event. I'm gonna throw the clips in right here. It didn't go as planned. I'm actually flexing the shifter so hard on my 3/4 shift that it's actually bending and not like, there's something flexing up top, and it's not completely engaging the shifter inside the transmission when it goes for 4th gear for the blocker ring to go onto the synchronizer. It's hard to explain, but it's not wanting to engage. So I'm actually working with a couple companies to design a billet shifter top to get rid of the plastic piece that bolts up to the top of the NV5600 to take care of that problem. But I'm gonna throw the clips in right here, guys. Check those out. They're pretty sick, other than me just missing a bunch of shifts. So I had a terrible night. So really worth dedicating one solid video to. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Saturday. We are loading the flat nasty up on the toenail and headed to the drag strip with it. Hopefully we can beat some of this weather. It's kind of patchy all over the state. It's not like a huge band or anything, so we should be good to go. But we'll see if we can get the flatbed started and get her loaded up, and we're going to hit the road to Florida street scenes, Street Heat, and hopefully make some passes. And we are freaking low on nitrous, but I did put a post on Facebook, $100 whoever has a bottle of nitrous there. So pretty positive we can find some nitrous while we're there. So fingers crossed we find some nitrous while we're there. We're going to get this thing loaded up and hit the road. Well, guys, we're cruising down the road in the toenail and got off the interstate at shut off. Didn't realize it had like no water in it. We're trying to fill it up. She's probably got a blown head gasket now, but whatever. We're doing a head job anyway, so she's not happy at all. She's not happy. But we're gonna make it to the drag strip at some point tonight. We could have taken Yvonne's truck, but what fun would that have been? She's starting to cool down. Oh, maybe not. We got a gusher. Hey. Yeah, we're at the Sitco filling it full of water now. We're trying to. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. We got it handled. So you're fine. We got it handled. Alright. Alright, see ya. Where's the radiator cap at? Go grab it. All right, guys, after breaking down like on the interstate, it blew all the coolant out of it, blew the rear brace plug. The toenail finally got us here, and the flatty is finally here also. Gotta get this thing unloaded. Hopefully we find, maybe someone has some nitrous here, I don't know. If not, we're just gonna have fun, do some cool videoing and have a good time. So let's see if we can get this thing fired up and get her unfreaking loaded off the trailer. All right, guys, we are in the staging lanes. Our front slick does have a slow leak for some reason. I don't know why, but definitely have to order a brand new one. We're gonna hop in, get strapped in, and get ready to go out here and make our first hit. I've got the nitrous bottle on, it's almost empty, so I'm just gonna go for blow and hope for the best and just try to bang gears. Here we go. I want to be honest with you. I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. Obviously, this thing did not want to go in fourth. I don't know. Cody said just don't let off and just cram it in gear. So I'm just going to cram it as physically hard as I possibly can this time and hope for the best. It's just going to take a lot of learning to figure out what makes this thing go and how to make it go fast. So we're trying. I'm out of nitrous. So we're just going to have fun and race some Corvettes and Camaros, stuff like that, and put a hurting on some of them. So you guys seen how the track went last night? It wasn't good at all. It was terrible. But I figured I'd just, you know, leave the flatbed on the trailer. I'm not happy with it right now, and just jump around the Corvette and doing some stuff with it. So here's these freaking sick freaking shocks, American made, right here in Los Angeles, California. And they are freaking sick. They are, oh my goodness, they're so nice. But anyways, guys, here they are, the freaking coilover shocks, because we are going to be getting rid of those terrible leaf springs on the back of this car and putting in these ALDAN American racing shocks. So these are the rear coilovers. They're freaking sick. I know I say freaking sick so many times, so much, guys, but they are just beautiful. The car's going to ride so much better. It's going to sit a ton lower, like at least an inch lower. I'm going to read some instructions, see what to set these things at, and we're going to get them stuffed in here. I did get the rotor off of it, and the brake caliper over here hung out of the way. It looks pretty straightforward. It's going to unbolt the shock right here and up top, and these things pretty much just slide right in place. I think. I don't know. Hopefully maybe they can shed some light on the instructions for me, and we can figure it out maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But we're going to try to get this axle nut off and get the hub assembly out of here also, because I've got the brand new one from the GMC dealership, and we're going to get that stuffed in here also if I can find a 34mm freaking deep socket. I've got plenty of short ones, but nothing deep. So gonna read some instructions and try to figure this out. So guys, in the instructions, after doing a little bit of reading, it says to pull the upper control arm loose. That's actually really easy. There's two 18mm bolts right up here. We took a bolt out of the shock down here, and then there's two nuts to hold the shock up here into place. So I've already got those loose, and you just kind of gotta compress the shock, and it comes right at the top like that. Really freaking easy. Literally nothing to it. And then there's this bracket that goes up in here in place. Something like this. I think just like that, maybe. I don't know. I need to go look at the instructions again. But it sits up in here just like that and puts the... yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes just like that. And we're gonna rebolt this bracket back up in place and then shove our shock right up in here. Let's go look at the instructions right quick. So I had the wrong bracket actually, guys, but I've got the correct one in here and bolted up. It's all in place right there. Before I go get the shock and shove it in here, I've got it over here in the vise, and they said to basically loosen the spring all the way up, kind of like so, to where it spins freely on the bearings, and then tighten it down, give it a 1/2 inch of preload. So I'm gonna kind of like try to put a mark in here on this spring, and then we're gonna tighten it down a 1/2 inch. It does come with a pretty sick new spanner wrench, which is actually really nice of them, and we're gonna tighten this baby up a 1/2 inch. All right, guys, so we got roughly right about a 1/2 inch in there, and then we're gonna tighten down our locking ring onto these shocks and get this thing stuffed in there and see how she looks. Now that I've got them all adjusted, I'm going to take and set this shock down in here nice and carefully into its bottom. Well, there's a certain way we have to put these shocks in here also, before I forget that. If you're looking at the bottom of it, there's a special orientation of how it goes, so it's kind of hard to tell. You're going to put the bigger radius on the lower shock mount to the outside of the car. So that would be the outside, maybe? Yes. So we're gonna take this baby, slide her back down there very nice and carefully so I don't scratch it up. I'm just gonna go right there, just like that. All right, boys and girls, so side note, you have to bolt these brackets on the shocks before you put them up in there, and that's pretty much it. But bolt the bracket on, the shock, get the shock bolted on down here, get your upper A-arm control brackets bolted back up. I didn't unbolt the sway bar, they tell you to, but I just had a jack. I put her in here and pick it right up and did that. So now that I've got that done, I'm gonna go do the other side now, and then we're gonna move on to the front. I do have to change the wheel bearing still, but I don't have a freaking socket here to do it, so I'm probably not gonna be able to get the wheel bearing changed out right now. But we at least got one shotgun, so that's cool. Both sides of the car on the rear are done. Guys, these things are like a diamond in the freaking rough. Got my helper here. Shop dog. Anyways, a diamond in the rough on this car, man, because everything around it's just so ugly and just ugh. And these sick freaking ALDAN American shocks are kind of hide. You could kind of see them through there. Oh man, they're so nice. But I've got the front tire off the passenger side right here, and God, this thing is so ugly. Like it needs a lot to make it look pretty. But anyways, it says I can get up here with a box wrench and undo that shock from the top. And we're gonna need to pull the front leaf spring out. So basically we just need to pick it back up, unbolt it, and the leaf spring should slide right out. So we're gonna get this thing up in the air and unbolt that leaf. It's all right, now she's up in the air. You wanna come help? Dude, your feet are freaking dirty. Look at those things. Oh my goodness. I'm about to give this dog a serious bath. All right, let's get the leaf spring unbolted. It's right here. It's just 4 13mm bolts. This thing should come right out. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Those things have plenty of Loctite on them. Jeez. One down. Milwaukee chug-a-lugging for all of his life. Well, it's unbolted. I don't think it's just gonna come right out though, like the instruction says, but because, yeah, I don't think so. We'll figure it out though. Like I always do, we'll figure it out. Right, Jed? Right. Yeah? Okay. Alright guys, after so much frustration, I finally got the freaking leaf spring out. What a huge pain in the ass that is. Oh my goodness. So I've got both sides torn apart. I had to tear this side apart, obviously, to get to that leaf spring. And thankfully I didn't tear anything up. Usually whenever I get mad and frustrated, I tend to tear things up. So it's out. And I've got one shock sitting here ready to go in. I'm going to get it. I think we're going to have to bolt it up to the bottom first and then pick both sides up at the same time since I still have the sway bar connected. But yeah, everything's going pretty smoothly other than getting that out. And guys, a little tip, whenever you go to take the shock out, these are old stock ones, I don't really care about them, but you have to either hold the top of the shaft loose while you break the nut loose and actually screw it all the way loose, or I just cut the boot off of it and put some vice grips on it and held it at the shock here and took the knob, because I'm throwing all this stuff away, so I don't really care about it. So I'm going to do the same to the other side, but for now I'm going to get this other shock set in here. Actually, I've got to go over here and set the preload first. So guys, so I've got the shock 100% installed on this side. A couple pointers I want to point out to you guys is that it definitely helps to have a 2-post lift, and getting the A-arm and everything up in its position where it needs to be, because it actually sits a lot lower or up farther inside the wheel well now than it has to. It definitely helps out to have a couple spin jacks to use the lift to put everything up where it needs to go. But getting these new shocks have a double nut up here instead of a nut that's got kind of like a lock nut built into it. So you can actually spin these down by hand and just take 2 wrenches and tighten those down, which is a super nice feature about these shocks. They did mention in the instructions that we may have to clearance the sway bar here, but we've actually got, you know, plenty of room there, so I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about it. And I can already see now that this thing definitely sits a lot lower than it did before. And then once we put all the weight on it, it should be nice and low. I did do these at the 1/2-inch preload on the spring like the instructions said. I'm not really gonna try to lower it a bunch right now just because I don't have the time to get an alignment done, and we're about to tear the whole back of the car apart and do a clutch and all that stuff that's sitting there on the bench right now for a monster clutch and header. There's just so much stuff that's going to be happening. I don't really want to lower the car yet, and actually I'm looking at buying some new HRE wheels. If you guys have seen those, let me know if you guys input, if you like what the HREs look like. They're like a 3-piece aluminum brushed wheel. They're super nice, and they also have brand new Pilot Sports on them. This guy has them for sale. I think he's asking like $2,500, but they're super duper nice. If he still has them, I may look into getting them. But yeah, everything cleared okay under here. We're gonna get the tires bolted back up and see what everything looks like. But you reuse all of your stock mounting bolts on the shocks upper and, well, not upper, but I'm sorry, but on the lower, and then on the lower on the rear also. But getting these leaf springs out, man, is that a freaking job. But everything turned out nice, beautiful, beautiful shocks underneath this car. Hopefully, I'm just looking for a better ride quality. And it'd be nice when I actually do decide to do a little bit of drag racing with this thing. So I'll have some actual tunable shocks instead of just having these leaf springs, and it should handle a lot better. I am looking at getting some upgraded sway bars, because I've heard that you do need to upgrade the sway bars once you pull the leaf springs out, because those are just basically a huge sway bar. But the shocks are adjustable on compression, so they're at 1. ALDAN American recommends that you leave them at 1 until you get ready to go to the track and actually do some true suspension tuning. So I'm gonna get these wheels bolted up on here, see how they look, and man, I can already see the car is already, oh, it's gonna look sick. I cannot wait. So I've got the Corvette down on the ground. All 4 wheels are on the ground. I've adjusted the shocks like a little bit, not really the preload to say, but the compression rate, which is how bouncy they are, to kind of dumb it down for some of you guys. That sounded bad, but kind of just help you guys understand. But this car is freaking lower than my wiener here, huh? Is it lower than you, Jed? You are so freaking dirty, dude. Oh my goodness. This dog is a wet dog. This dog is a white dog, bro. You're getting my hand dirty. You can't even ride in the car. Hello. Yes, you help me? Jed, help me put the shocks on the car. But dang, she looks sick. Definitely got some wheel tuck, and we can still go even lower, guys. So this should be interesting, but it's a lot. It's definitely like, we definitely have an inch lower on the car. Can't wait to go drive it home, see how it rides. And man, ALDAN Racing, shout out to those guys. They will forever have a link in the description below. Guys, go check them out for all of your car, and they do some coilover and suspension mods for some like your old Chevrolet trucks and stuff like that. But the link will be right here in the description below. Go check it out. Go follow them on Instagram, all their social media. Sick product, guys. And I know the car is super dirty, but you know, we're making some progress on it. It's been a while since I did a video, but I've also got a super badass clutch here from Monster Transmissions. This is their dual disc, lightweight flywheel, 1,000 horsepower rated clutch. And I've also got a brand new slave cylinder here, and I have a master cylinder on its way from Tick Performance, an adjustable or something. Excuse me. Everyone's like, you gotta have it, you gotta have it. So I ordered it. It's on its way. I didn't find a socket for the wheel bearing, so I'll probably do that. I don't really drive the car much, but I wanted to get in here and get some footage on it for you guys. So that's pretty much a wrap for today's video, guys. Make sure you smash the like button right here. Smash it. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think. If you want to see some more Corvette content, if you want to see flatty content, you know what you guys want to see. And I have some pretty cool information coming up in the next video on the tow truck out there. You guys are just going to have to tune in and see for yourselves what's popping with the old toenail out there. We did, speaking of popping, we did pop a front right tire slick on the drag truck, loading it up last night. Anyway, guys, smash that like button, drop a comment down below on everything I've been blabbing about, and subscribe to the channel, guys, and go over to my Bruce Wilson 2 YouTube channel, and please subscribe there, because once I get some subscribers built up, we're going to be doing some pretty crazy things on there that is off car topic you guys are not going to want to miss. That's Bruce Wilson TOO. Go subscribe to that, guys. We'll catch y'all later. Peace out.